Right. So next, let's talk about how all of this actually works in practice. So, Michael, when you're collecting data on research trials, you've mentioned in the past that it's important not only to get to a particular result, but understand how that result happens. So, can you give us a little bit of insight into how you use historical data when you're speaking with your clients?
Yeah, well, that was a big driver of making the investment in what we have to get into drone-based data collection is that multiple points during the growing season, and so it's not just as in, well, it's not only important to know what happened at the end, but it's also important, I guess, when you're trying to find solutions to challenges in agriculture, that you can have some understanding of when that plant production system may have reacted to your treatment or may have changed. So as we've sort of alluded to, a lot of our in-season data collection using manual methods or traditional methods are compromised by that high labor requirement or destructive sampling, which takes a lot of time. And so, yeah, our approach is to look at aerial phenotyping to address this issue. So, basically being able to collect data more often with automated flights, that we can collect data across like large trial sites, relatively quickly. And in some instances, obviously, we've got multiple trials happening at the same site. So within one flight, we can actually collect, multiple data sets or use different metrics from that aerial that flight to apply to different trials. And the other thing we're really trying to do is come up with a solution that integrates into our workflow. We cover such a large distances that the most costly part of our trials is actually often getting to the site. So if we can have a way that we're going out there to do some management on our trials, maybe it's spraying weeds or fungicides or something like that. If we can have a drone there that we can just set up, it's all programmed to fly, collect data while we're at the site. That's going to make it more cost effective for us as well, rather than having dedicated trips to trial sites just to collect data.
How long does it typically take you to collect the data on a trial? I know you have varying sizes, but on average.
Well, we try and set up our flights to sort of maximize a battery. So typically, unless the trial is really small, we're probably, we'll fly lower and slower, basically, if we can, to just maximize the life of that battery and capture as much detailed data from that trial as we can. Probably drives you guys nuts with the size of the files that we send back all the time, maybe. But that's it. That's been our philosophy. So a battery will give you about, I don't know, 23 minutes of flight time at best.
Yeah.
And so by the time you set up probably takes about 15 minutes. Packing up is probably about 10 minutes. And then you got the flight time in between. So it's maybe another half an hour to 40 minutes on site.
Yeah. Yeah, we often recommend that. What you said is, I mean, if you're not limited by area, then yeah, you might as well fly lower and slower and just maximize the resolution. So yeah, that's what we'd recommend. Makes sense.